Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another modding Hotline Miami tutorial. I believe this is the 10th video in the series. Hopefully I'm right about that. Or like 4th if we're only counting the tutorials that I've made. It's been a couple months. I've been busy with in real life stuff such as college and work as I've recently become an adult, but that's all off topic. Today we're going to be focusing on two things. I'm going to show you how to put a combo counter at the top left of the screen, and I'm going to show you how to add animations to some melee attacks such as the unarmed attack and any other weapon that you might add. So first we're going to get started with the combo counter. This shouldn't take long at all. First, open a resource search. That's Control R, and open Object Effector. And you're going to want to go to the draw event, open the code. Well, if it'll let me. Here we go. And scroll all the way down. I'll full screen it here just to make this a bit easier. And scroll all the way down to the bottom and open up a few new lines. And go ahead and either write this or paste this in. I'll leave it in the description if you just want to paste it. But essentially, go ahead and paste this in at the bottom. If instance exists, object mask menu. This is checking for the mask menu, and if the mask menu exists, then we don't want to write anything because there's a bug where if you just write, if you just have the text written in the top left of the screen, which this is our combo counter down here, all this code, while the mask menu is open, it'll basically cause it to bug out, and it'll draw over the mask menu, which looks really bad, and then it'll reposition itself like 2 or 3 times after the mask menu disappears once you choose your mask, and that also looks pretty bad. So we're checking if the mask menu exists, and if it does, we don't want to do anything. And then if the mask menu doesn't exist, we're opening an else statement, and then we're writing the combo counter right here. So a few things. First, you can change the color. The color by default, I have it set to fuchsia, so you can change it to any color you want, or you can even combine colors to make different ones. It's really up to you. I'm just going to keep it as fuchsia. The font is Answers, which is just a default font that's already in the Hotline Miami project, but you can add fonts if you want to, and then change the font to whatever font you want. As you can see, if I open the fonts folder, you got all these different fonts, and you can even add your own if you want to. And so yeah, you can change the font right there. And then draw text 3232. This is the X and Y values so that it'll draw the text at the top left of the screen. Depending on what you write, you might want to change this, and I'll get into that in just a second. But after we've written in the X and Y values, we're just writing a string, and we're telling it to write the global.combo, which is the global variable for the combo counter. And then we're adding plus X, which this plus X just adds an X after so it'll say like 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 plus X. It'll say 5X, 6X, etc. If you just want it to say the combo and you don't want it to add this X part, just delete that and add this. But in our case, we do, so I'm going to go and leave that there. Also, one more thing, I want to talk about this Notepad really quickly. I'll leave this in the description if you want to download it. It's just like a very messy, like, guide that I've written mostly for myself, but it can help you too if you're interested. When I first started modding this game, I was like incredibly forgetful, and it was all very new to me, and so I would forget things often, and what I would do is I would write them down in this notepad so that if I forgot anything, I could reference this, and then it would help me out like 95% of the time. So yeah, if you're interested, this is in the description, but if not, it's really not a big deal. So yeah, once you've done this, you're pretty much done with this part. I'll show you like one more thing after we test it, but we're gonna go ahead and run the game now, and I'll show you that it does work. So I'll see you guys when the game is compiled. All right, the game is compiled. I'm just going to load up Decadence. Oh wait, actually. So I need to to add GM shed, otherwise the game's gonna run like shit. Game has compiled. We're going to load up Decadence. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. I've done a bit of tweaking with the audio, so hopefully the game isn't louder than my voice right now. But we load up Decadence, and you can see we can select a mask. I'll just select Richard, and we have a combo counter at the top left of the screen. Now it does kind of like load in position at the top left. As far as I know, there's not. I mean, I'm sure there's a way to fix that to make it to where it just appears and doesn't like come down from the top, like the top leftmost corner of the screen. Because like if you didn't see what I was talking about, I can restart. It sort of like flies in. So if I find a way to fit any, I kind of like, I think it's based on like what position you are in the level. It kind of like positions itself on the screen. So if I can ever find a way to fix that, I will. This was just like a really small portion of the video that I didn't want to spend too much time on, but it does work. So like if we come in here, as you can see, it works completely fine. If we run out of time, it resets to 0. It does work very well. But yeah, if we do restart the level, select our mask, it kind of flies in, and it'll even position itself if we like move around a little bit. Yeah, it positions. I think it does that just to like compensate. So if I ever find a way to fix that, I will update this video. But until then, I mean it worked just fine. It's not a huge deal. But yeah. Aside from that, if we go back into Object Effector, we go back to the draw, there are like different things you can write aside from just that. You can write draw text, combo plus string global.combo, and then you would probably want to position this so like instead of 32, I think maybe we should do like 45 maybe on the X. I don't know, this might end up looking really shitty. It's kind of just a trial and error thing, but once the game compiles again, I'll show you what I just did and how it looks in game. We are back in, and yeah, as you can see, it did write what I changed it to, but it's kind of off screen because I didn't center it well enough. I probably should have increased the 45 to like 60 or something so that it would actually center a little more to the right. But as you can see, it does work. You can write something like combo and then it'll show the combo. So if I like come over here and kill something, it does update, as you can see, and I can get shot and die. It's also written in the answers font as well. And yeah, the combo also resets not only when you run out of time, but whenever you restart the level. So as you can see, so yeah, that's pretty much that. Now we're going to get into the second part of this video, which is adding extra animations or more animations to a melee attacking animation. So give me just a second. I'm going to cut the video while I add these attacking animations to the game, and then I will see you guys then. Okay, we are back. I've gone ahead and added right above the punch some animations that I'm adding to my mod that I'm making. So that's why if you see that the character is different from Jacket, that's why, because it's John. It's actually John, not Jacket. So yeah, but basically these are just extra animations that I'm going to incorporate into the regular punching animation that will actually work and knock enemies down and have all the bells and whistles. So yeah, of course you could always just change the original punch animation or something to have like multiple different things and variations, but that's up to you. This is how to add like how to incorporate multiple different like sprite animations into one attack. So that's what I'm going to show you right now. And one more thing I'm going to get into really quickly is how collision works in this game. Someone once told me that every single melee weapon in Hotline 1 has the exact same range as the knife. I don't think that's particularly true. I just believed it. I believed it at the time because the knife is like hands down the best melee weapon in Hotline 1 if you're speedrunning or just doing whatever, because you can literally run forward, hold left click, and just murder everything in your path. But the collision in this game works off of this thing called a collision mask, and right here you can modify it, and you can also check two boxes here that will give it precise collision checking and separate the collision mask, which, as you can see right here, it says bounding box, and you can put it to automatic or you can put it to manual, and you can manually define the collision mask, and you can set it to precise, rectangle, ellipse, or diamond. And basically this will draw the collision mask, and whenever this mask collides with another sprite, that's how the game will know that those two sprites or two objects that have the sprite are colliding with each other. So for instance, if we were to make this, this doesn't particularly matter, but if it's a precise shape, it's going to precisely draw the mask around the sprite. If we set it to a rectangle, it's just going to be a rectangle collision. So as you can see, like, the sprite might not be colliding, or it might not look like it's colliding, but because it's a rectangle collision, it's going to collide anyways. We can set it to an ellipse, we can set it to a diamond, or we can, the best option is probably just to set it to a precise shape, because it'll draw it literally one-to-one of the sprite, pretty much. And anytime that you punch or whatever, like say you were to draw like your character holding like a massive like greatsword or something, right? And it's just this image of them holding this massive greatsword, and they attack with it, and it swings all the way out. And you set it to a precise collision mask. If any part of that sprite while you're swinging, and as well, I should mention this, while you're in the attacking animation, which the quote-unquote attack state lasts as long as the animation lasts, so as long as it takes it to get through every frame of your animation, you're going to be in the attacking state. And so if while you're in that attacking state, while it's cycling through the entire animation, if any part of the sprite touches an enemy sprite, the collision is going to be triggered, and it should kill that enemy. And that's basically how that works. I just wanted to explain that really quickly because I was really confused on how collision worked in this game for a while, until I had it explained to me. And yeah, it basically all just works off the collision mask. So I just wanted to go and explain that. Now I will get into how to actually add the animations and make them work correctly. So we're gonna scroll. Oh, we actually need to scroll down. Sorry. So scripts for adding unarmed attacks, and the reason I have them separated from the unarmed attacks separated from normal weapons is because there's a few extra things you have to do than if you were just adding it to like an extra melee weapon or something like the pipe or the katana or whatever. So start with the unarmed attacks. First script is scrPlayerAnimationEnd. Relatively simple. This just tells the animation to end, of course, so what we'll go ahead and do is, you can really add this anywhere. I'm going to add it under the, actually, wait, oh, the punch is right here. I'm going to add it under the punch because that's what we're adding. So, sprite underscore index equals scrP attack unarmed 1, sprite underscore index equals scrP walk unarmed left equals minus left. Alright, So that's going to add the first animation to the script that tells the animation to end. And if you've watched Spencer Yan's videos, you should know what this left equals minus left thing is, but I'll explain it briefly. It basically just tells the animation to mirror to the other side, so it'll look like they're attacking with their other hand, or from the other side of their body. That's basically what this does. So yeah, I'm going to add the second animation now. Okay, so these are now added here. Now we're going to go on to the next one. And of course, I feel the need to explain this every time, even though it should be obvious. Obviously, add your own animations, and then whatever you name them, obviously you're going to want to type the name of those into these scripts. Do not copy exactly what I'm doing. Copy what I'm doing, but you know, to the extent that it matters. Obviously, your animations and the names of your animations might differ. Again, remember that what we're doing right now is specifically for the unarmed attacks, for the punches that are just going to knock people down and not actually kill them. If you're copying me right now and you're trying to, if you're copying what I'm doing and you're trying to add like animations for the knife or the machete or something, or like just an actual melee weapon, not the unarmed attacks, wait until I get, or skip ahead in the video. You don't have to wait. It's a YouTube video after all. Skip to the point in the video where I go over how to add actual weapons. This is specifically for unarmed attacks. I just want to make that very clear really quickly. Anyways, let's get on to scrPlayerShoot now. Okay, so now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to find the punch. Here it is. And we want to go ahead and right here where it says sprite underscore index equals, we want to go ahead and open a space, and we're going to do choose SPRP attack punch. And we add our animations, SPRP attack arm 1, SPRP attack arm 2. Okay. And now, instead of just using the punch, it's going to choose between the punch animation, the unarmed 1 animation, and the unarmed 2 animation whenever we go to punch an enemy. So that's that. Now we're going to go to scrGetKill. And we want to go ahead and find where the punch is. I'm just going to go ahead and... Oh, okay. For some reason I have scrGetKill written here, even though the punch animation isn't defined here and doesn't return to any execution. This script handles the executions, just to make that clear. But it's just set to return to the, if nothing's defined here, it's just set to return to the regular bashing animation. I think the reason I added this is because I was referencing my mod. And in my mod, there's specific animations set up for the unarmed attack that differ from the default bashing animation. So I think that's why. If this does cause a bug, obviously we'll come back to this. But for now, go ahead and skip this. I think I added this on accident, so I do apologize. Next, we're going to want to go to scrCurrentWeapon. Okay. And down here where the punch and the throw animation are, we're going to want to go ahead and add some OR statements. I think you can add them after or before the throw. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to add them before for the sake of pattern, I guess. Player.sprite_index equals SPRP attack 1 or object_sprite_index equals SPRP attack 2. Alright, so now we've added our animations to scrCurrentWeapon. After that, you want to scroll down because it's defined a second time down here and do the exact same thing. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and copy and paste this. There we go. Alright, that's done. Now we want to go to scrPCurrentWeaponExt. And I think you only, in scrPCurrentWeapon, it's defined twice. But I believe in CurrentWeaponExt, it's only defined once. Yeah, there's no previous. Okay, good. So just go ahead and add it down here really quickly. Okay. Now we can move on to objPlayerMouse in the step event, and as you can see, I've listed the exact lines because there's multiple places that we're going to want to add it. So, objPlayerMouse in the step event, and first we want to start with line 123, and I do apologize if these are a bit off. They might be, because I have edited, again, I'm referencing my mod and like when I was writing this, so, and the code, a lot of the code has been altered, so some of it might be a little bit off, but it doesn't look like it is here, at least, because I just edited the line. I didn't really add any new lines or anything. So we want to find where the punch animation is right here, and make absolutely sure the first time I ever did this, I somehow missed the whole, or no, I didn't miss the parentheses, but you have to add global.maskIndex equals 2 after every single animation that you write in. Otherwise, it won't recognize that you're wearing the Tony mask, because that's what this is for. It's checking if you're wearing Tony and then making the punches lethal if the Tony mask is equipped. If you don't write global.maskIndex equals 2, and you'll see an example in just a second when I write this in, but it'll make your punches lethal. So, and it won't even like play a sound or like give you points. I don't even think, because it just won't like register correctly, but it'll still kill enemies. You'll just hit them with your you'll just hit them with the extra animation if it's not the like regular punch animation. If it hits them with any of the other sprites, the enemy's neck will just fucking break and you won't get any points. It won't make a noise. It's pretty goofy, but yeah. So just go ahead and open or global.maskIndex equals 2 and sprite underscore index equals global.maskIndex equals 2 and sprite underscore index equals Unarmed 2. Okay. So again, just make sure you write global.maskIndex followed with an and then your sprite, global.mask, and then followed by an or, global.maskIndex and your sprite, followed by an or, global.maskIndex and your sprite, and then just make sure to do that for as many animations as you want to add, and make sure you always add global.maskIndex, or else your punches will be lethal, and you probably don't want that if you're not wearing Tony. So just go ahead and make sure that you do that. Next, we'll move on to line 249. So we'll scroll down a little bit, and we'll find where the punch animation is. Here it is, it's right here. Just go ahead and add it into the line, or Alright. And now we're done with that line. Now we move on to 251. So that's right here. We just want to do the same thing. I do not need to keep closing the script. I do apologize for that. That's just something I do on impulse, I guess. Okay, now we're done with that line. go to, wait, my apologies, did I? Oh yeah, I guess there is one here. Oh, this just I guess this is technically optional. This just handles if the enemy is a police officer or not. So if you want your punches to be able to knock over police officers, go ahead and add this. Oh wait, I'm stupid. Okay. And now 346. Okay, and now once you have finished adding your animations to all these different lines, we're going to move on to objPlayerMouseHouse in the step event, and this is actually optional. Whoops. MouseHouse. Now, just checking if it's recording. This is completely optional because objPlayerMouseHouse is never used to attack anything. It's just used for cutscenes where you're not able to attack. So this is completely optional. I think there's really only one place for it. So you can add this if you want. There's really no reason to, but I'll go ahead and do it anyways, just to do it, I guess. Alright, that's that. Next we want to go to scrPlayerDieMelee. And we just want to go ahead and throw it in right here, I believe. Yeah, I believe that's the only place for it. Okay, yeah, good. There's no... Whoops. Okay, just making sure. Alright. Spread index. Okay. Next we go to scrPlayerPickUp. And there might be multiple places for it. No, there's not. Just this one spot. This script just handles the player picking up different items, and this specific line is handling whether or not the player has no weapon, or whether the player has no weapon or not would be the correct way to word that. But yeah. Next we go to scrIsSwinging. This script determines whether or not you are currently swinging a weapon. So yeah, it doesn't actually look like... Okay, no, the punch is not here. So, again, this is probably something to do with me using my mod to reference this, because some conditions and scripts are different in my mod. So for now, we're going to skip both scrGetKill and scrIsSwinging, but we'll come back to them if we need to. Next, we'll move on to scrCurrentDrawStory. Wait, what? Oh, sorry, not scrPDrawStory, scrScoreDrawStory. And we just want to find the punch. Whoops. SPRP attack punch. Alright. I believe, yeah, so this is just checking if the player is unarmed, and then it writes some tutorial code down here, because the metro takes place. The metro and the tutorial level both coincide, and some of the tutorial text carries over since the metro is the first level. It's telling you how to play the game. Again, this is a completely optional script because, of course, if you're completely modifying the game and, you know, completely, like, just changing everything, you're probably not going to use the original tutorial script unless you're making, like, a Redux mod or something, so you can ignore this if you want to, but, yeah, it's not mandatory. And then finally, scrUpdateMaskPos. So, this is a bit difficult because I believe in my mod, so we're gonna find, yeah, in my mod I've tweaked it like a lot to make sure that, so if you don't know what scrUpdateMaskPos does, it updates the mask on the player character's head so that whenever you attack, sometimes different animations, the face will like slip out under the mask. You'll be able to see the player character's face, and obviously you don't want that. You want the mask to remain on top at all times so that you can't see their face, any parts of their face or hair or whatever. This is going to be like a lot of trial and error, and as you can see here, it's counting through the frames 0 through 6 because that's originally how many frames are in the original attack animation. So you're going to want to, instead of opening up an OR here, because we can't really do multiple animations unless you have it like right here, attack double barrel 1 and 2 have the exact same amount of frames. So here they can just do like, you know, they can just add an OR statement and then go down the list and it'll work perfectly fine. But because your extra animations are probably going to have different frame values for each one, you're going to need to open like a new if argument 0 equals SPRP attack unarmed 1, and then throw in the code, and then you're going to need to continue going down the list for as many frames as the animation has. So in our case, oh, actually 6 would work. I didn't even think about that. They actually have these, so yeah, you could actually add an OR here if they line up correctly. Well, I could anyway. Sorry, I'm saying you could as if you had the exact same animations as me. You probably don't, but if if the punching animation and your extra animation that you want to add both have the same exact amount of frames, then you could add an or statement, and then hopefully you can put this together in a way that will make it to where the position will update correctly for both animations. But if not, you're gonna need to open up a new line or a new block, and then Unarmed 2. I think Unarmed 2 would be a better way. Yeah, because Unarmed 2 has 8 frames, so we wouldn't be able to just add an or statement here and then have it update perfectly. That wouldn't work because it has more. It doesn't just have 6 frames, it has 8. But we could do that for the first one and then change this to 2. And then we would need to continue for a little bit, so we would need to do like 2 more lines of mask add X and add Y, and change this to 7. And change this to 8. And then you would just need to play around with the values. It's going to be a lot of trial and error, so you'll just need to play around with the values until the mask updates correctly, and it's not just it's not like the face of your player character isn't slipping out from under it, or like the mask is slipping off and you can see their hair or parts of their face. You're just gonna have to mess with these different positions a little bit. So yeah, and then that is it. Once we have all of that added, I don't know why I guess I just put a comma there because of muscle memory, but yeah, that is everything. We're gonna run the game real quick and everything should work perfectly. If not, we'll come back and fix it. So I'll see you guys when the game compiles. We're back. The game is compiled and we're gonna load into Decadence. And if I've done this right, as you can see, the animations do play. The reason that it's switching from jacket to John is self-explanatory, but they do play, they do work, they knock people down. As you can see, I'm swinging, so I can't, there was a bug that occurred that I was kind of scared I wouldn't be able to fix, but luckily it didn't occur here. I think I just missed it originally, but yeah. It was while you were swinging, if you just tried to execute, it would play the execution and then like a drill would randomly spawn, but it doesn't let you execute while you're swinging, so that's good. And if it does happen to, while in the like small amount of time that you're not swinging, it'll just play normally, nothing will spawn, so that's good. I also tried to fix the combo counter up here, but yeah, apparently 70 wasn't enough, so it's still kind of off screen, but that's fine. Now, the animations do play a bit slowly, so I'll go ahead and fix that really quickly. If we go to scrPlayerShoot, and we go and we find the punch, oh, it's right here. As you can see, reload is set to 20, which makes the animations play very slowly, so what we can do is we can go ahead and change that to like 12, which is nearly like half. Maybe we can make it a little lower. I think I have it set to 12 in my mod. So you can also add things. This is like something for a completely different video, but you could add like if global.mask index equals 2. Whoops, equals 2. Reload equals 10 or like 8, right? So like if we're wearing the Tony mask, the punches will be even quicker, which is pretty cool, as well as they'll kill enemies instantaneously. So if you wanted to add something like that, you could, but yeah, I just wanted to go and add that real quick. So yeah, this will actually make them play a bit faster, so I'll load the game back up and I will go ahead and show that off. Okay, we're back. And as you can see, everything does play much faster now. And yeah, it all works like clockwork. I just got gunned down, but yeah, that is how you add extra sprites or extra animations or whatever you want to call it. to the unarmed attacking animation. So yeah. Again, if you want those animations to cycle any faster, just lower the reload, which is the firing rate basically. And yeah, if you need to play around with the collision, that all has to do with the collision mask, so you can mess around there. As you can see, you can set it to manual if you want to like make it any bigger. So that's completely up to you. Now we will get into modifying the actual melee weapons. So this is not completely different, but a slightly different process. So here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and actually add my animations really quickly. So yeah, just I'll meet you guys when I do that. All right. I've gone ahead and added my sprites, so I also changed the original animation sprite. I keep wanting to like, I guess both both of those terms would work because sprites are animations as well. So, but I keep like calling them animations and then cringing because I feel like I should be saying sprite, but either one would really work. Anyways, I went ahead and edited the original animations of the original knife sprite, and I also added slash and stab. So, I think I might have mentioned this already, but if you just want to like edit the original animation and just add like variations, that's fine. But if you want them to cycle through randomly and just have like separate ones to add, then that's basically what I'm trying to show you how to do right now. But you could, you definitely could just add like combine all three of these into the original animation if you wanted to, but it probably wouldn't look nearly as good and wouldn't work as well, and it wouldn't play them randomly. If that's what you're trying to accomplish, you might not care for them to play like for different animations to play randomly. That might not be something you really care too much about, but either way, I just wanted to mention that really quickly. But yeah, I went ahead and added this slashing animation, added a stab animation, and I'm going to go ahead and get those working really quickly and show you how to do it as well. So we're going to start with scrPlayerAnimationEnd. And we just want to find where the knife is at. Here it is. It's SPRP attack knife. And then we don't want to open a new line. We want to add or sprite underscore index equals SPRP attack knife slash or sprite underscore index equals SPRP attack knife stab. Alright. Then we want to go to scrPlayerShoot. Whoops. scrPlayerShoot. And we want to find the knife animation, or the block that holds the data for the knife. Not necessarily. Well, we want to find the not necessarily animation. I don't need to correct myself there. Really, but anyways, sorry. I'm over here. I guess I'm tired. You might have noticed that. The various time skips down here in the bottom right, skipping ahead hours and hours. That's because I keep having to stop myself to go and handle different things like my laundry and some other stuff around the house. But anyways, sorry. I'm a little all over the place right now, but I don't want to let that get in the way. So this is pretty much the exact same as what we did with the unarmed attacks. We just want to open choose and add the sprites. And then you can also edit the reload here as well if you want it to be any faster or slower. So that's up to you. I think I'll actually, I don't need to do this, and it doesn't really matter, but I think I was actually wrong. I think the reload in my mod is like 8, just so this looks better. Not that it really matters. So yeah, I'm just gonna change that really quickly. Anyways, now that we've done that, we want to move on to scrPGetKill, and here it will actually matter, I believe, because of the knife execution. So if you find, yeah, SBRP walk knife or SBRP attack a knife, if you don't add anything here, basically it will just default to the bash animation when you're holding a knife if you happen to be swinging in the middle of one of the 2 added swinging animations. So you want to make sure to do that so that doesn't happen. Okay. Now we want to move on to scrIsSwinging. And we want to find the knife yet again. Okay. And you could add multiple lines if you wanted to, or you could just open some OR statements. It doesn't really matter. Or sorry, you don't want to say if again, you just want to open up an OR statement. It works the exact same either way, and I think opening an if statement, opening another if statement after an OR will fuck up the line and cause errors, so don't do that. Okay. scrCurrentWeapon, and I'm not sure. I think it's only the. Oh no. Okay, it is done twice as well. Or is that? Oh no, that's just because there's a walking animation. Yeah. Okay. So actually, let me correct myself really quickly. Or oh no. Okay, either yeah, never mind. Sorry, I thought I misinformed you when I said that you had to add the attacking animations to both up the unarmed attacking animations to both this line up here and this line down here, but you know you definitely should. For the knife though, yeah. You don't need to add it twice, because up here is just the walking animation. It's just checking for the walking animation and then returning to 5, and down here it's checking for the attacking animation. And we don't need to add it up there with the walking animation unless you have multiple walking animations or something with the knife that you want to add. But in our case we don't, so we just want to go down here to the attacking animation and add the animations. For some reason I can't type for shit today, but oh well. Okay, I'm just checking that to make sure I typed everything correctly. Now scrCurrentWeaponExt, and again it's essentially just the exact same process. There's the attacking animation, then we have the walking animation, then the enemy attacking animations, And yeah, here we just want to add it up here. Okay. Now objPlayerMouse in the step event. And I didn't actually, I'm pretty sure there's multiple lines, but I didn't actually list any like I did with the unarmed animations, but that's fine. We'll just look for knife and we can find it that way. So okay. Here, this is just looking for walking animations, so you don't need to mess with this. And here we go. I'm actually gonna go back and make sure that I did this correctly. Okay, yeah, it's just using sprite index. I thought I didn't type object player first. Not that I think that matters too much, but you never know. Okay, and now we are done here. All right. Now objPlayerMouseHouse again. I'll do this just for the sake of doing it, but this is completely optional because objPlayerMouseHouse is never used to attack, like ever. It's used, in fact, you can't attack if you're playing as objPlayerMouseHouse. You can literally just walk around. Even if there are enemies in the level, I don't think that enables you to attack as objPlayerMouseHouse, but either way, I'll just go ahead and add this for the sake of doing so. Oh, wait. There might be more, even though it doesn't really matter. Stab. Or, whoops, not stab. Knife. Okay. Sure. Anything else? Okay, that is it. Now we're done with MouseHouse. And now objKnockedOut. And I don't even know if this is... this might also be optional, but okay, yeah, I think this makes it to where if you attack an enemy that's like knocked out, like up against a wall, if you hit them with your melee weapon, it'll actually kill them. So if you don't add this, you won't be able to kill an enemy that's propped up against a wall by just swinging at them instead of having to press space. So or instead you'll have to press space. Sorry, I'm deteriorating as we speak. So yeah. Alright. And that is that. Once you have all of this finished, we can now go ahead and test, and I'll actually go ahead and add a knife to the level really quickly, just so I can pick one up at the beginning instead of having to find one. Alright. Alright. As you can see, it does work. The cycling is incredibly fast, so it might have been a good idea for me to increase the reload a little bit, but it does work. It does cycle through all the animations, and yeah, this has probably made the knife even more OP because it's even faster now and it's cycling through even more animations, leaving you in the attacking state for even longer. As if having one animation wasn't enough already. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Just about. And yeah, as you can see, everything does work very well. And that'll pretty much be the end of this video. I hope this video was informative. I hope it helped you do what you were trying to do. And hopefully I can make more in the future and make them at earlier dates and not have to wait multiple months in between each video, because this is actually something I'm passionate about, and I really do want to get I really just want to like tear this source code apart, like not literally, but I really want to get it like into the nitty gritty of the source code, like down in the real like nooks and crannies. I have a bunch of videos planned. I have cutscenes planned. I have how to add the shotgun turning that Pardo has in Hotline 2, how to add how to add reloading and gun executions, how to add dodgers, how to add different enemy types. Factions is going to be like a huge one. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And again, I hope it was informative. I don't mean to repeat myself, but yeah, happy modding.